Hey guys, are you ready to dumb down math with me? Let's go. In today's session, we will work out a few more moderately difficult problems as a continuation of what I've done before. Now, the question is this. 10 years ago, the ratio of my age and my wife's age was 7:5. Which of the following can be the ratio of our ages 20 years from now? They're given four options here. As you can see, only one of them can possibly be the answer. So three of them are not. We need to rule out that. To solve this problem, we need to recall a result I have given in my another video that deals with the basics of ratio and proportion. The result is this. Yeah, if A is greater than B in A by B, which means if you take a fraction whose numerator is bigger, and if you add the same number to both the numerator and the denominator, the resulting value of the fraction will be less than the original fraction you started with. Here x means any positive number. This result will help you follow the solution much better. I have added a video link in the description below. It covers the basics of ratio and proportion. I would encourage you to go through that video. Now, what do they say here in the problem? The problem says this is my age and this is my wife's age. How many years ago? Not presently. 10 years ago. And we are looking at the ratio of our ages 20 years from now. So basically, you need to increase these two numbers by what? 10 years ago, it was this. So bring it to the present level, you need to add 10. Again, 20 years from now means you need to add another 20 to that, which in effect means this will be my age and this will be my wife's age from 20 years now. I'm not adding 20, I'm adding 30 because these ages are considered our ages 10 years ago. Now, we are looking at the ratio of these two. And what should be the possible value of this ratio? See, unless and until we can find out x from any other additional information, you can correctly find out the value of the ratio. But you can have an idea about the possible values of this ratio if you make use of this result. That is the way to answer this question. Now look at this fraction. Here 7 is bigger than 5. So it is something like a greater than b in a by b. Now what are we adding? X doesn't make any change. Still this will be bigger. Then we are adding what? 30. Can you see this? 30. See, instead of adding x here, we are using a specific number 30 which is greater than 0. Now, what does the result say? This will be less than 7x by 5x. Rather, see xx gone. This will be. So, the indication is this ratio, whatever be the values of x, will be less than 7 by 5 using this observation we are making here. Now, it can never exceed 7 by 5. Now look at each of the options here. 7 by 5, as you know, is 1.4. If you take 9 by 5, that's greater than 2. So it's obviously greater than 1 by 1.4. And you convert this also into, what to say, fractional form. See, this will be actually 1.7 something. And 8 by 3, that's also bigger than 2, so it's greater than. Now, if you look at 2 by 3, that is less than 1 by 4. So what do you observe from here? Among the options, only 2 by 3 is less than 7 by 5. And this value, we don't know the correct value, but we know that it's less than 7 by 5. So this should be anything less than 7 by 5. And the only possible value that fits into this condition is 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 is the correct answer to the question. Let's look at the second problem here, again from ratio. You're given the incomes of a certain, you three people in a certain ratio, then you're given their expenses as another ratio. And you're asked to find out something. Okay, before solving the problem, let me go through some simple points here. Income minus expenses equal to savings. Let us write first the income of the three people. It's a ratio 4:8:9. What does that mean? Some multiples of 4, 8 and 9. These are the incomes of the three people. Let's write below that their expenses. Some of the multiple. Don't use the same variable. So these are the expenses of the three people. Now how do you find out their savings? As given here, you subtract. So this will be, Y savings will be, okay, we don't have space here, let me write here, 9x minus 15y. These are the savings. Now, the question is about what? They all save some amount. Whose savings as a fraction of their expenses? Okay, now let's divide each of their savings by the corresponding expenses to get what they want. So let me write again x, y, z. Savings of x is equal to this divided by corresponding expenses, which will be 6y. Similarly, 8x minus 11y minus 11y. This is the expense. These are the three required ratios in the problem. You can further simplify this. You divide each of them by 6y. 4 by 6 is 2 by 3. And this will be just 1. Similarly, so these are the three given quantities in the question. Savings as a fraction of the expenses. Now, and you're asked to find out what? The highest among these three. Now, how do we compare these three expressions without knowing what x and y really are? See, these are just some variables. They are not constant numbers for comparison. But there is one thing you can observe here. Look at each of them. One is subtracted from each of these three expressions. So it's enough to concentrate on this part. because the same number is being subtracted. So you compare these things. Further simplify this if you want, which will be 3 by 5, because if you look at these three, the one which is the highest will be the highest, because you are subtracting one from these quantities. Same number is being subtracted. So to find out which one of them is the highest, you need to compare these three expressions. Now look at them. Whatever be the values of x by y, it's a common thing. You're multiplying 2 by 3 by x by y, 8 by 11 by x by y, 3 by 5 by x by y. So whatever be the values of x by y, if you compare these three fractions, whichever is the highest will be the highest, whatever be the values of x by y. Can you see that? So all you need to do is to compare these three fractions. So to compare, you write their decimal values. 2 by 3, as you know, is 0.66. This will be it goes 80, 77. Yeah, you don't need to make it so accurate because already 6 is there. Here it is 7. 3 by 5, 0.6. Obviously, this is the highest. So why savings as a fraction of his expenses is the highest. So this is how to compare these fractions without knowing the actual values of x and y. If there is any specific point you want me to clarify further in these two problems I have discussed with you, raise it in the comment section. I will address it there. See you guys in my next video, where I will help you with smart solutions to more of tricky problems of this kind. Bye for now.